Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the GW Climax, the third matchup of our tournament. I am the Sentinel.
And I'm JOSHAGEDDON, and this is a colorful cast of characters.
Well, this is a good spread, as they would say in the potluck game. We have Captain Planet versus Batman versus Pepsiman versus CIW Master Draw, Jimmy Korderas, our referee du jour. And here comes Captain Planet, our DDP du jour, as he has been trying to rehabilitate.
You're not wrong.
He's been trying to rehabilitate everybody. He even uses the planetizer. I didn't even realize. I didn't even make that connection. It did not even occur to me. But in any case, this man, Don Cheadle, widely respected, came up short against Jack Black. But I am told, JOSHAGEDDON, that he is very upset about losing that rehabilitation match, and he is not giving up. He is going to face Jack Black again until he rehabs him into, I'm not sure what, but when this man gets a plan in his brain, he goes through it all the way. But until then, he might just have to settle for winning a tournament where the winner gets a world championship match at the time of their choosing.
He's like, I will help you, and you're going to like it.
Yes. And
like when SpongeBob was trying to give Gary a bath.
Yes. And the thing is that Captain Planet has actually had a pretty good track record when it comes to rehabilitating wrestlers, including one of the men in this matchup, Pepsiman, who was Pepsi Zero until Captain Planet came along and said, you need calories. And
you need caffeine.
That's right. And Pepsiman was like, you're right. I'll change from now on.
You're healthy, but you don't taste good.
That's right. And then he has come a long way. And here comes Jimmy Korderas, who has got long odds to win this tournament. But if Jimmy Korderas somehow found a way to win this matchup and have a world and advance to the second round, it would be a wild set of circumstances. He knows what it's like to be in the spotlight, but can he get it done as a wrestler against three other individuals here tonight?
He's my dark horse or emotional favorite to win this matchup, mostly because we discussed this briefly before the show. We popped hard when he was on Dark Side of the Ring.
Yes, we did. And Jimmy, we thank Dark Side of the Ring for not giving us a shout out at all for letting him go and be a part of that interview. And but you are forgiven because the show was entertaining enough, I suppose. And yes. But that's all right. Jimmy Korderas, we still love him anyway. That's not his fault. Yes. And here comes Batman, arriving a lot more than his entrance music might suggest. Batman showing up here today, ladies and gentlemen, and that is something.
Not gonna lie, when I saw his Titantron, I almost started booing.
Well, he would earn it as part of DC, who have been in turmoil ever since what happened between Aquaman and the Joker.
Very appropriately named Done Caring.
Well, and Batman, who was actually furious about the fact that he lost those championships, the tag championships, because of Aquaman and the Riddler, as the 777-day reign held together primarily by that man, Batman.
That's insane.
Who was in the most tag team matches of any of the members of DC as they interchanged from time to time. Batman was the most constant, the most consistent member of that matchup most times. And he has just been on, but can he break the glass ceiling and do something he has only had once before in capturing when he had the Money in the Bank that he eventually lost to Kratos? But this matchup at the time of his choosing, could Batman finally break his own glass ceiling if the bat signal's called and get that world title match tonight?
And our
here comes finally, and here comes Pepsiman. As Pepsiman, obviously the heaviest of this, now that he's got calories at least. As,
yeah, he's gotten a little chunkier, funnily enough, when the calories return.
Yeah, he's definitely weighted down a little bit more than he was before. But that may come to his advantage. The last time we saw Pepsiman, though, JOSHAGEDDON, he got the holy hell beaten out of him at the WrestleBration pre-show against Sagat, the #1 contender to Symbiote Spider-Man's CIW Heavyweight Championship. We'll see that matchup at Doomsday, June 15th in our main event.
And things have not been going well for him over on the TAW side of things. He lost the TAWTF title to Kenny Omega and lost the rematch. Things have not been going great for Pepsiman.
No, it's not. But it is one fall to the finish, and here we go, as referee Luke Goss is going to have to keep his wits about him here tonight.
Who you got winning this one,
And
Sean?
this
You already
one-
know who my pick is.
Well, Don Cheadle has been really impressive, but, you know, this could go to any of these 4 individuals. The great thing about a tournament this unhinged is that anyone has a shot. It's different odds and there's different lengths. We saw what happened with Satan annihilating Sub-Zero and the Red Ranger, who were just at the wrong place at the wrong time. As well as Bruce Lee getting the countout victory over Kratos a couple of days ago. Kratos infuriated about being eliminated from this tournament as he was a heavy favorite.
Yeah, that was quite a shock. Although I will say being infuriated is kind of his default, but he went like an extra like tier of infuriated.
Yeah, we had to pay a lot for the building after the wreckage that he did in the locker room. You thought Bret Hart threw a hissy fit. No.
Yeah.
Now all 4 of these individuals, and remember, Josh, again, it is one fall to a finish here. The only elimination matches in the first round are the 6-man matches. So one pin gets the win.
And this is going to be a tough battle for all 4 of these guys.
Yes.
But I still think Jimmy Korderas is going to sneak in there at the very end.
Well, he could, and you know, the match could go to anybody. We talked about the weight difference with Pepsiman and the rest, but truth be told, if it gets into the really lengthy parts of these matchups, that really becomes irrelevant in the long term. So it is going to be interesting to see who is able to play the long game and capture the pin here tonight.
Well, Jimmy Korderas keeps leaving the ring trying to pick his spot, so I do think he has a good strategy. And there's an airplane spin.
Disorienting Don Cheadle. And a little bit jarred himself there was Jimmy Korderas. Now, remember, Austin hit Korderas with an elbow drop outside the ring when they had their matchup a while. Jimmy doesn't do a whole lot of wrestling anymore. You know, it's really on a per-turn basis, and there's good evidence.
That's not going to work, Jimmy. Love you to pieces, but that's not going to work.
Yeah, Pepsi Man just a little bit too big. And now Captain Planet punching Batman in the corner. And I'm sure that Captain Planet would love to rehabilitate Batman, going, "You are better than DC. You can be just Batman. Let me show you with my fists."
You are not The Rock.
Oh, wait a second. Pepsi plunge.
Oh, shit.
Pepsi plunge onto Jimmy. And that could do it. The Pepsi plunge.
Don Cheadle,
and now the cover there. Don Cheadle right there to break it up before the 1 count from Luke Goss.
Man, Pepsi Man was sneaky with that one.
Yeah, he sure was. Pepsi Man, we weren't even paying attention as we were watching Captain Planet just lay down right hands into Batman's skull.
Yeah.
And folks, if you want to see the progress of all of the tournament, check out the Google Doc in the description. It is being kept up to date with every single matchup, what matches are coming up on what day, who's facing who. It is all there. And we have got a wild tournament. We have 14 matches over the first 20 days of May, and then the semifinals and the quarterfinals and semifinals after that. The finals, of course, taking place in the main event of Day 1 of Doomsday on June 14th, and a pre-show the week before that. A lot going on in CIW over the course of May and June.
Man, my pick is not looking too hot right now.
Another Sido suplex.
Dude, like, after he did a move a second ago to Captain Planet, and he just immediately started clutching his head. That Pepsi plunge did a lot of damage.
Yeah, it sure did. And there's no helmet victory or hair victory. It's just bald head on canvas.
Not.
It is, and now, oh, look at that, just attacking the knee.
An unfair kneecap victory right there.
Yeah, there, and now a back suplex to Pepsi Man. As referee Luke Goss looks on. And hopefully he will not get caught with a stray fist. But Josh, again, if he does, what can the fans do to help our referees out?
You gotta like, you gotta share, you gotta subscribe. Maybe not necessarily in that. Planetizer in the middle of the plug.
Planetizer and a low blow to Jimmy. One and only one.
Jimmy's nuts alone.
That is about sending a message. Hashtag save a referee today. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Batman coming back and drop toe holding and a crossface.
Wow.
To Captain
nice
Planet.
Right there.
And Jimmy Korderas able to, or tried to break it up. I'm not sure he even knows where he is, though.
How Captain Planet was like, fuck your plug.
Yeah, literally. Captain Planet's like, don't you worry about that. I'm trying to get things done. And Don Cheadle, I mean, you want to talk about if he's able to clean up CIW as a whole. Oh, what a clothesline.
Oh, no.
Jimmy Korderas has been on the wrong side of Pepsi Man's wrath here tonight.
just got nearly decapitated with that.
And I will say, it is a little interesting, Josh, again, that Pepsiman and Captain Planet, for the most part, have kept their distance from each other. And a knee to the gut, and it's just, just considering what happened with the rehab and Jimmy. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. And a guillotine from Captain Planet. Could this be enough to get the pin here or the tap out here? Will he choke Batman out and not able to get it?
You got to go for that 3-count stunner, Jimmy.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Jimmy needs to just keep his heart beating, considering what's been...
Stay out of dodge.
He's been just getting the holy hell beaten out of him. And oh no! Down goes Jimmy and Lucas.
At some point. Damn it, Don Cheadle.
Boy, it is hard at the end. Don Cheadle, and now has the balls to go for a pin. As there's no referee because of you, Planet.
And Jimmy trying to just kick him up, and Captain Planet's like, no!
He really held on to that roll up there for a considerable amount of time.
He was like, this is my moment!
That's right, and Captain Planet, he's trying hard, for sure. I mean, you know what? But that's what the lure of the prize of winning this is, and oh no! Jimmy's bleeding. And what a right hand. And a cover from Batman.
Smart cover, though.
Smart cover, but Pepsiman right there.
Yeah. Poor Jimmy. My pick's not looking too hot, man.
Jimmy. Planetizer again.
Planetizer. Oh, shit.
Another Planetizer.
I think that's the second one he hit on Batman.
I think so as well. As this has been all Captain Planet and Pepsiman, but all 4 of these guys are starting to feel the effects of this match. Back suplex.
It looks like, honestly, Jimmy Korderas has woken up a little bit. Never.
Well, he was trying to wake up a little bit, but Batman with one of those hard right hands. And we know how much of a vicious striker Batman is.
Yeah, we haven't even seen the Bat Punch yet.
Yeah, not yet. 3-count stunner and Bat Punch have yet to be seen. We've seen a Planetizer, 2 Planetizers, and a Pepsi Plunge. That'd make that 2 Pepsi Plunge. And on the Batman.
He drilled him.
That could be it if Jimmy is a little too distracted here. Pepsi-Man's got to go for a pin. Elbow drop to the balls of Batman.
I think you realized that the cover was just going to get broken up right there.
Yeah, and I think the Pepsi-Man, he's got a side picture. Oh, what a crossbody! What a flying crossbody from Captain Planet.
That was nice. That was nicely done.
And it was done in very short distance, too. The elevation he got. Stunner! Stunner!
There we go!
Jimmy got the stunner! There's too many people around him. What a knee to Batman! Busts him open! Cover! 1 and only 1! Oh my God. This is business is picked up, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, Pepsi-Man might have broken Batman's nose.
Wow, that was a huge pun, and now just a leg trip.
As clothesline. Man, this is an intense fatal 4-way, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, what a way to kick off. And we saw what we saw in the past couple of matchups, that the action is intense. Oh no, not another Pepsi Plunge. Down goes Planet.
Down goes Captain Planet. But again,
and a cover here from Pepsi-Man, and Jimmy right there to break it up.
Yeah, not happening.
But now Pepsi-Man has hit a Pepsi Plunge on all 3 individuals.
And half the field is bleeding. Yes,
this is, and I have a feeling that we're going to be in it for the long haul here, as all 4 of these guys, no one can isolate anybody. You know, it's just, and now testicular torture onto Korderas, another high knee. Shades of Harley Race, shades of Triple H high knee.
Those high knees are so devastating.
Yeah, they sure are, especially, and a covering Jimmy. No drop. You can't blame him for trying.
I mean, it was like he just got his genitals.
What a low blow from
Speaking
Batman.
of some genitalia jostling.
Yeah, the gerrymandering of genitals. Rearranging things that ought not be rearranged. And now going into the corner is Batman. Somebody trying to get a breather here, but only 1 man will advance into the 2nd round of the GW Climax. We're not even near ready to bust.
Yeah.
As we are getting into this situation.
Speak for yourself, John. I'm going to bust if Jimmy wins.
I'm going to bust a gut laughing if Jimmy Korderas pulls out this win somehow. And now, what a drop kick into the corner of Pepsi-Man. As blood is smattered all over the ring.
there's blood everywhere. John Moxley licking his lips somewhere.
Yeah, I know. This is the kind of match that John Moxley dreams of. And a punch in the thumb to the eyes.
Well, there hasn't been a blow-up doll or a razor blade yet.
No, not yet. No, not that you can see, ladies and gentlemen, because we protect ourselves as a business.
Don't check under our announce table.
And AB has just faxed me an NDA, so I'm going to go ahead and sign that real quick. And oh, what an athletic maneuver from Batman.
Okay. All right, Batman.
That was very impressive. And now on that death lock.
Leading for several minutes.
And a stunner! Stunner from Jimmy!
Stunner on Batman.
And now we've been too close. Roll up on the planet. Stuttered and too close to the ropes. Got pushed into it. Luke Goss is not in a good spot.
No, he's not. He is not.
He is right in the
center of all of these crazy people.
And God bless Luke Goss for sticking his nose right in the middle of the business. You know, that is a loyal referee right there. We have appreciated Luke Goss being a steady employee of CIW since its inception.
Yeah, Captain Planet needs to be careful about those drop kicks. I already accidentally took out the referee with one of them.
Well, Captain Planet was doing some very pollution-esque things earlier. And now we've seen them all.
No.
Here comes, of course it's to Jimmy. Here comes the Bat Punch. And down goes Jimmy and Pepsi Man. And now Batman, can he get the 3? But Captain Planet right there.
Yeah, you're gonna have to incapacitate other people after you already hit your move.
Yeah, and everybody has gotten their shot in, but it's gonna take more than just that. This is our third matchup and another Pepsi plunge to Jimmy.
Dude, poor Jimmy Korderas.
This poor man's brains have been scrambled.
Yeah, the next dark side of the ring is
now
him
the cover
talking
here
about this match.
And Planet again breaks it up. Yeah, literally, this has been absolutely insanely intense. And nice forearm there from Planet.
Again, my pick is just covered
Planet
in blood.
Covering Jimmy and only a 1. Batman breaks it up again.
Dude, where Jimmy was.
Planetizer to Batman!
Planetizer.
But everybody's up.
Done.
Everybody's up.
Everybody's still up.
They're hitting each other, trying to break it up. Drop to hold from.
Oh man.
And
Jimmy's trying to fire on all cylinders. It's just not
oh my
working.
God!
Oh no!
A 5th Pepsi plunge.
Dear God.
That's almost 2 for everybody.
Yeah.
Which is and another cover here. Oh look, everybody's up at only 1. And this is how hard a fatal 4-way match is to win here, and not the greatest choice in seeding by any of these 4 individuals.
Yeah, this is who's moving on to the next round of this tournament, ladies and gentlemen. It is still anybody's ball game.
That's right, and the winner of this match, regrettably, is getting another Fatal 4 match in the second round. Just based on how the seeds have been put out, so that's going to be a difficult task for whoever's in there, but maybe the experience of this match might help them in the long run.
What is Captain Planet
Springboard!
doing? Oh my God! Oh my God!
Springboard splash down to Batman. Got about 46% of it.
That's a higher percentage than normal.
That is a higher, unless your name's Sagat, which he's just fucking flawless when he does it. Oh, cover from Pepsi Man. No one's there. 1, 2, and only 2. Jimmy kicked out.
Bro.
Jimmy kicked out.
He's like, I'm the draw for a reason, motherfucker.
The resilience of Jimmy Korderas. That is amazing. Nobody came to break that up in time. Jimmy kicked out on his own.
Damn.
He's a bloody mess, but he is still in it. And another planetizer to Pepsi Man.
Oh, man.
And, oh, no, and now Luke Goss getting kicked.
Oh, no.
But Luke's staying on his feet. Good for him.
Oh, he's pissed. Oh,
he is pissed. He's cutting a promo on the Batman. Now a drop kick. And another planetizer to Jimmy.
Oh, he's right at the feet of Pepsi Man.
Yeah, now a cover on the Batman and immediately broken up by Pepsi Man.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be a little smarter than that, but I think at this point exhaustion is just starting to set in.
Yeah, well, you can see all 4 of these guys are really getting gassed. And now Batman and Captain Planet back at it again. Which one of these 4 men is moving on to the second round? Another DDT onto the bloody head of Batman. And now just right hands to Jimmy.
Oh, don't do Jimmy like that. Come on, man.
And now Captain Planet and Pepsiman, who did not have the alliance that I may have alluded to earlier. They have undisputedly proven that contrary. Superplex.
Oh,
and Batman
man.
immediately dragging Captain Planet to the corner.
This is smart. This is smart. You got to cover him, though.
Yeah, he didn't. And Planet able to get back up somehow. What a thunderous superplex that was. And another planetizer.
You gotta capitalize.
Captain Planet, he's trying to go for a cover here, I'm sure. Pepsiman has got Jimmy Korderas, and now a cover here for Pepsiman. 1, 2, 3, and he didn't get around in time. Captain Planet pins Batman and is moving on to round 2. What an effort from all 4 of those individuals. But Captain Planet gets the victory after Pepsiman was looking the other way. What an effort by Don Cheadle.
Absolutely. An absolutely fantastic fatal 4-way match here in this tournament.
Yeah, these guys have really crushed it. And Josh, again, thank you for coming for match 3. We will see you in a couple of days. And thank you all for joining the GW Climax. This is only match 3 of 14 in round 1. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. We'll see you soon, ladies and gentlemen.